What's going on, you guys? So, there is a new development diary for Imperator, and I wanted to cover it. And this one's going to be focusing on military traditions and seven tradition trees. To recap from the 15th diary, there are seven different military traditions in the world tied to which culture group you have. And due to the size of the traditions and how they were structured, you will see rather different and unique nations. Military traditions unlock unique abilities that unlock new units and give special bonuses to units. Each military tradition has one bonus they get from the start, and then three different paths they can go down through. Where after you have picked the seventh tradition in that path, you get a special benefit for that as well. Nice. It is not very likely you get to the end of all the paths by the end of the game, so you really have to think about which path you want to progress down through first. One military tradition costs 800 military power, and each tradition taken increases the cost by 50%. Wow, that's gonna bite a little bit. And each military technology level reduces it by 25%. Okay, so that helps a little bit. This time it is the Italic traditions, which is available to all countries in the Latin culture group. They all start with the walled city tradition, which gives plus 25% to defensiveness, which basically makes sieges against your fortified cities take 25% longer. First path of the Italic traditions is the tribal path. And within it, you got artisan bronze work, which gives you a 15% in light infantry defense. The equestrian order plus 15% light cavalry offense. Deuced Volt plus 15%. Omen power, the acquisition of wealth enables raid city. The Ulus plus 15% light infantry morale. Mare Nostrum minus 25% tree maintenance costs kind of come in handy. Rousing oratory plus 15% manpower. Ooh, I like that. That's going to come in handy. Get yourself a nice massive army if you can speak well. And bonus for this path is Hill Dwellers, which gives to 15% combat ability to light infantry when fighting in hill terrain. I mentioned this in a previous dev diary, but I love that when you're fighting a war with somebody, you can customize your military traditions based upon where you want to fight. So, if you're kind of like Gaul, right? You can focus on having your infantry fight better in hills, and then when you're at war with like Rome, you can kind of like work it so that your battles that you can kind of fight a Roman army, in hilly terrain and give yourself a nice bonus there, which is going to come in handy. You know, if it's an AI, you probably get that done. If it's a, human player, you might have some difficulty there because if they can say, wait, he's going to get plus 50% altogether bonus if we fight in hill terrain. F that. I'm not doing that. So, then again, you never know. The AI, they might be very well in this game. So, the second path of the Italic traditions is the support path. State Navy plus 15% tree morale. The Fabri, 25% cheaper military buildings. Ooh, I like that. Scale the walls plus 15% siege ability. We've seen that before. Castra and Mabel's border fort. Ooh, border fort. Ooh, I like that. I like the sound of that. Logistics of the states, 25% cheaper light infantry, heavy infantry, and archers. Ooh, that is gonna be awesome. Scutum plus 15% heavy infantry defense. That's going to come in handy. Foderati plus 15% light cavalry discipline. And bonus for this path is Rome Ascendant, which makes holding a triumph 50% cheaper. The third path of the Italic traditions is the Roman path. The Scipes plus 15% heavy infantry discipline, March of the Eagles plus 5% morale recovery, the Trillari plus 15% heavy infantry offense. Roman roads allows military road building. Oh, so that was the one that in a previous dev diary is like you could literally march your forces, your army from one city to another and actually build a road, which is kind of cool. Professional soldiers minus 0.05 monthly war exhaustion. Vetelites, the plus 15% light infantry offense, the honor of service plus 15% manpower recovery. That's going to come in handy. And bonus for this path is triplex SES. I'm getting some of these names right, I think, which allows a defensive stance for your army similar to the Greek phalanx. Ooh, wow. Okay, so the third path is the best, man. Look at this. Oh, wow. Okay, that's gonna be awesome. There's so much good stuff in that. Scale the wall, siege ability plus 15%. Nice. Nice. I really love this. There are a few abilities mentioned above that need some more information. Raid City, this is possible to do when you have taken control over hostile territory, giving you money and manpower while hurting that province in growth, output, and commerce for 5 years. Border Forts, ooh, this creates a colony in an unknown city that is adjacent to one of your cities, adding one free man pop of your culture and a fort for military power. Oh wow, okay. Military road building, cheapest, fastest way to build roads in a game. Nice. That's awesome. And you can see all these options for a military army here. You got like Legion 1 and all those options there, which is awesome. Next week we'll be talking about loyalty and civil wars. That's going to be great. So guys, honestly, this is looking like a great game. Honestly, I can't wait to get my hands on it. I love these paths that you can take in the game because it's going to give and I mentioned this before, it gives a lot of depth to the game. Being able to focus on which path you want to go down can basically ultimately define your a war or a battle, especially if you're doing like, defensive stance for your armies, the triplex aces, which is definitely going to help you out a lot. Besides, the other things that I mentioned, where, if you're trying to build a huge navy, you can do state navy, the Tree Morale here, as well as, where's the other one? Oh, the honor of the service, 15% manpower recovery. But there's a lot of really good ones here, man. I'm telling you. So that's gonna add a lot of depth to the game, and I really love that because being able to kind of like lure an enemy army to the hills and then to fight them and get a huge bonus for that because you trained your army to do that. So that's gonna be awesome. All right, guys, that does it for this Dev Diary. I will catch you guys in the next one.